Disclaimer. This video was posted before any of the major Switch 2 leaks or the Switch 2 trailer as mentioned later in this video. Enjoy. Alright, so with all this talk about the Switch 2 recently, I realized that I should probably make a wish list for the Switch 2 and really everything I've dreamed about having for Nintendo's next generation console. So without further ado, this is my wish list for the Switch 2. Super Mario Odyssey 2. Honestly, first of all, we need a better two-player mode. Adding Luigi into the game would be essential, and hopefully he gets his own Cappy, just like how Mario has Cappy as well. And maybe in the game you can also switch between characters like in GTA 5, like maybe switching between Mario, Luigi, or even Donkey Kong, who knows. Alright, getting in next would probably be some new Animal Crossing game. Honestly, New Horizons was great. I didn't really get to play it much, but obviously later down the lifetime of the Switch 2, I think a new Animal Crossing installment would definitely be mandatory. Mario Kart 9. Honestly, with all the Mario Kart DLC, it seems like Nintendo's trying to kill any chance of a Mario Kart 9, but there is a lot of other tracks that haven't been added to the game. Hopefully they could redefine the Mario Kart Tour tracks and make them have Mario Kart 8 graphics or anything better like that, and who knows, maybe the Switch will have 4K. Splatoon 4, where hopefully you can travel to maybe even 5 or 6 different cities, including old ones in the game, and complete in tournaments. Maybe even choose a city to pick as your own, like in Pokemon Go, where we choose one of 3 teams. You can also choose maybe one of 6 different cities, as well as apartments or houses. Splatoon 3 really kind of opened the door for this customization with lockers, but who knows, maybe we'll get apartments, and this is kind of a stretch, but maybe even introducing a Battle Royale mode? I would love to see a trophy system on the Switch, just like how PlayStation and Xbox have it, because it does seem like people like 100%ing Nintendo games, and honestly, this just isn't cutting it for me. Improved performance. I know Nintendo's trying to stay marketed toward families, but if they could also make the Switch 2 suitable for hardcore gamers, that would be amazing. So one thing I would definitely love to see for improved performance would definitely be ray tracing. I know Nvidia helps make the Switch, and they also make the 3090 and the 40 series and 30 series and all the graphics cards that everybody's using now. So if they could integrate some of that technology into the Switch and give us ray tracing and 4K, that would be awesome. Better Joy-Cons. Now I'd really love to see Hall effect joysticks on the Joy-Cons themselves compared to the other joysticks that we had before, because that would completely solve the stick drift issue, and Nintendo would save a lot of money having to replace everybody's broken Joy-Cons. Now I know the new Joy-Cons will have magnetic rails compared to the ones that slide on. Personally, I think that's kind of a bad design because you can just rip them off, or if you drop your Switch, your Joy-Cons will fall off, but who knows, maybe Nintendo will fix it. Honestly, I would love to see a better tabletop mode from Nintendo because you can't really charge the Switch while the kickstand is open, but the 3DS did have the charger port on top, so honestly I would love to see this on the Switch too. Okay, post-editing me here. I did theorize everything in this video, and that's not a bad thing, but a lot of the leaks came out in the middle of me editing this video, so about the next video after this one comes out, we'll be discussing all the Switch leaks, so look forward to that. Honestly, a 1080p screen for the Switch console itself would be great. Now, I don't play on the go as much as some people do, but it is definitely an upgrade to the 720p that we have on the Switch and the Switch OLED, so I would definitely look forward to that. Storage. Now honestly, I would love to see 256 gigabytes out of the box from Nintendo, especially because the original Switch came with 32 gigabytes, and a lot of games are going digital now, so it's just a no-brainer from Nintendo. Backwards compatibility. Now, with recent leaks stating better performance internals for the Switch 2, we're going to assume that it's going to end up being like the 3DS, and that games will not be compatible with the original Switch. However, original Switch games will hopefully be compatible with the Switch 2. Now, another thing I would really love to see with the Switch 2 is backwards compatibility with Joy-Cons. Now, you see, the original Joy-Cons used a sort of rail system, but the Switch 2 uses a magnetic system. If they could somehow integrate this into the Switch 2, I think it would be really good, because it would definitely save people a lot of money from buying controllers, but who knows, Nintendo does seem to be a little bit greedy nowadays, so I doubt they'll do it, but we can still be hopeful. Under $350 at launch. Now, hopefully they can do it. It seems like they won't be able to with all the upgrades, but we've seen it done before by Nintendo, so hopefully they can achieve this low budget. It would be really good for Nintendo. I feel like they would sell a lot of the Switch 2. Or who knows, maybe they could even make a Switch Lite for around $150. If they made a Switch Lite 2, that would also be good. But yeah, I'm really hoping for a $350 range from Nintendo because, well, I'm broke. Honestly, for the Switch 2, I would love to see more third party support. And this is kind of a stretch, but I would love to see current gen Call of Duty games and maybe GTA 5. That is a big stretch for Nintendo, but parental controls do exist. So, is it really a stretch? Maybe, but you could also discipline your kids. Yeah, but anyways, going on more on third-party support, I would love to see Ghost of Tsushima or Elden Ring. Honestly, other than the performance, I don't see why this isn't on the Switch already. It would sell a lot, so yeah, I think I would love to see this on the Switch too. Now onto remakes/sequels of games. I would really love to see Super Mario Sunshine 2, where maybe Cappy and Flood are working together. And another thing I would love to see is Super Mario Galaxy 3, or at the very least a port of Galaxy 2. I mean, Galaxy just felt so special compared to any other Mario game. It was just really unique in its own way. Another thing I would love to see is Luigi's Mansion 4. Now, we all know that Luigi is trying to save Mario in this game, but instead, maybe towards the end of the game, Mario could be trying to save Luigi. Another thing I would love to see is Kirby and the Forgotten Land 2. I mean, this game was just amazing. It was kind of the perfect game for me, so I don't see why Nintendo wouldn't make another sequel. Another thing I would love to see is Mario Maker 3, where you can make 3D levels, maybe even called Mario Maker 3D. But who knows? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and hopefully all my wishes come true. And with that, this was my wish list for the Switch 2. And also, one last thing.
Riddle me this, Nintendo! Why can't I name my character Mr. Ass, but I can look up dead dogs on the Wii U's web browser?